two, go ahead.
My name's Peter. I've been blind for about 11 years now. In that ensuing time, occasionally weird things will happen. And this is where we do things that, or say things that are kind of strange. One of these is the following tale of friends of a roommate. Brother of a roommate came over with a couple of his friends, and they needed a place to crash. And so we let them crash at our townhouse. The next day they tell us they're going up to Wasaga Beach, which is in Ontario, where we live in Toronto. So me and my wife didn't have anything better to do, so we said, hey, we'll take you up to Wasaga Beach. We've never been there before. So we pile into the car. It's early on a Sunday morning, and we're traveling westbound on Steeles Avenue from Yonge. And after about 20 minutes, my wife says to me, have we got to the 400 yet? The highway that goes north and south. And I said, what street have we just passed recently? What big street? She goes, Dufferin Avenue. I said, oh, don't worry about it. We haven't gotten there yet. Moments later, I hear a voice from the back seat say, blind man's giving the directions.
I love it.
Because my wife is directionally impaired, and isn't good at finding her way around. I, on the other hand, have an encyclopedic memory of where things are in the city from my days as being an agency worker. So I've been everywhere, man. The fact that I could tell where we were just from my memory sort of was a surprise, but yeah.
What about the menu?
Are we going to do a different one? Or
Yeah, I'll just keep going. Don't worry.
All right, the menus. At the moment, I'm laid up in a place. Well, we won't name it for fear of being sued. But,
yes, definitely.
Because we have menu choices every weekend. Somebody will come around with a menu and say, pick out your choices of meals for the coming week. And because we can't see, somebody has to do it for me. So last Sunday, a plate gets put in front of me, and I use my fork to touch the various places, and there's a big empty spot on my plate. I use my hands to feel what's there, and I said, hey, I got no vegetables on my plate. And the person who put the plate in front of me says, well, you didn't circle everything on your menu. At which point I faced this person's general direction. I can't say I looked at them, but you get the drift. And said, well, for one thing, I'm blind. I didn't fill out my menu. One of your staff members did. At which point I pull the menu up from underneath the plate, hand it to my table mate, who looks at it and says, everything here is circled. I say, hey, look at this. Everything is circled. I can't read the menu. What's your excuse?
Okay. Oh, do we want to talk about the miracles?
Another good story.
Okay.
Riding the TTC. I can get around a little bit on the subways, not too many problems, but anyway. Drive up on the subway, and I park my butt in a chair. Then it goes, and it goes. Finally, it's time to get off. We're at one of the busiest stations in Toronto, Yonge and Bloor.
Oh gosh.
On the Yonge train going south, and I get off the train. I've got my white cane. I'm tapping along. Somebody tripped over my cane. They damn near took a header onto the concourse. And after what they said to me, I wouldn't have felt bad if they had. They basically turned around and said to me, hey, buddy, watch where you're going. What are you, blind? At which point I shook my stick in front of their face and said, yeah, I am blind. What the hell's your excuse?
Thank God it's not New York.
Yeah, well, I got a few laughs out of it.
Oh God.
People around me were chuckling it up, you know.
Beautiful. Any more? I'm trying not to laugh here because I'm recording.
And there was a time when I could see a little bit. It didn't all happen at once. It happened gradually over the course of 4 years. We're in a store called Sellers. It don't exist anymore, but anyway. I could hear Wendy's voice. So I started tapping along. Homing in on my wife's voice, homing in. Finally, I get to the figure of a woman standing in front of me who's about the same height and shape as my wife. I go to put my arms around her waist. At which point, a pair of hands comes and grabs one of mine and says, "Oh, you're putting your arms around the wrong woman."
The wrong Wendy, right?
The wrong Wendy, yes. There's another one. She was talking to a woman who worked there who happened to be named Wendy, who was standing in front of my wife while they were talking, and she was being quiet. So all I heard was my wife's voice, and I assumed that the person standing in front of me was indeed my spouse.
Mistaken identity.
Mistaken identity. That's great.
Oh, God. Oh, what's the last one? Do we have any more?
Oh,
We got the wrong Wendy. We got the menu. We got
the menu.
the directions.
Directions.
Oh, what's another one? Oh, I know we have miracles every time we have dinner.
Oh, that's something completely different. Those are screw ups in the kitchen.
Okay, so
I'm trying to remember, I did have an Enderman.
we got about 4
Oh,
minutes.
right. Again, traveling on the subway.
Oh, God.
Traveling on the subway.
Mhm.
Because of the fact that I'm blind and I don't always wear sunglasses. I didn't wear them for a long period of time, but this is the reason why.
Yeah.
I tend to have a bit of a googly, zombie-like stare. Completely unfocused. And it kind of makes people freak out a bit, especially if they're not from this country. I found out the hard way that people from some South American countries and other places that have, zombie legends tend to take this badly. As I found out one day when I was riding the subway, minding my own business, and was getting off. It again happened to be Blur Station.
Everything happens at Young and
Yeah,
Blur.
Young and Blur, yeah, no kidding. And I heard this woman with a foreign accent, I couldn't place it, yelling, "Officer, officer, that man that's staring at me. I am afraid he's going to hurt me." At which point this amused voice says, "You mean the blind man at him?" I don't think he has much chance of finding you if you're quiet.
Well, we'll say goodbye to Peter. Have fun, Peter.
Well, I have one more.
Oh, one more.
One
Okay.
more. One
Perfect.
more.
We got
One
2
more.
minutes.
One
Make it
more. I
quick.
got a thing called boobdar. My wife says whenever I try to reach for it, I end up putting a hand on her breast. And this was proven one day when a friend of mine was holding her cat and said, "Hey, you want to give Bosco a scritch?" It was a great huge tomcat. So I reached over to pet the cat's head. And after I was done, she said, "Peter, you just scritched my boob. If I didn't know you couldn't see a damn thing, I'd be smacking you right now."
Boobdar.
Boobdar.
Don't leave home without it.
I keep my hands to home now.
Let them guide you, right? Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for sharing, Peter. And anybody needs Peter, you can find him. Email him or email me.